Hey, come on, man. Jimbo's back.
Yowzer! It's that time. Radio was done with him. 4 spouses had enough of her and him. Hopefully the 3rd time is a charm. Get ready to have your ear holes violated. It's wild. It's crazy. It's time. It's the Jimbo and Jackie Show.
There it is, everybody!
Yay! And the crowd goes wild.
And we're back, ready to violate your ear holes and eye sockets once again. It's the Jimbo and Jackie Show.
3rd time's still a charm.
Yes, it is. And we are very proud to say that this episode is brought to you by Rockin' MMA and Slim Chillers. That's
My
right.
favorite.
The show is always a thriller when Jackie's sucking on a Slim Chiller. And we want you to know that we're going to be hanging out with the Rockin' MMA Fest and the Lavender Foundation March 21st, featuring Strung Out San Bernardino Fairgrounds right there in Victorville.
Good old Victorville.
It's concerts during the day and fights at night.
Woohoo.
Rockin' MMA Festival.
Oh, you do that good, baby.
Pretty fun. I used to be an announcer back in the day. You doing good? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling fabulous.
I'm feeling really good. We're going to start the Shamskis right now because we got
Yes.
a very special guest. When I first say it, you're going to be like, why? We got a very special guest. Keith is coming in.
All right.
And people are like, well, Keith, what do you mean Keith? No, that's his real name. He goes by Reverend Doctor. That's right. He's a singer, a songwriter, and a live looper. Oh, pop goes my love.
We're going to go and make all 3 of them, right?
That felt good. I liked it. Oh, you want to make it up?
Let's make it up.
Because he said he wanted one. So
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
go ahead and we'll do the porn right now. I'll do the porn.
All right, baby.
As, of course, we're going to do the Yelp Sex Position. Of course, we're going to do 3 things. And we're going to get to know our good friend, Reverend Doctor. That's a hell of a title. When you call yourself Reverend Doctor,
I love it.
you better be doing something great. You know, if you're calling yourself Reverend Doctor,
Right?
that's a lot of pressure. I mean, seriously, that's like how many moms wish their son would grow up to just be a reverend,
Right?
or their son grow up and be a doctor, and all of a sudden Keith's parents are saying, "You're a reverend and a doctor? You're Reverend Doctor? Let's see what happens here." So yeah, we'll go ahead and make his. I got a feeling he's going to want to have a Shamsky with us.
yeah.
I heard he watched some of our shows, Jackie,
I heard that rumor.
and he still showed up. So that makes him a glutton for punishment. No, it makes him a very adventurous soul, and we're excited about that. Cheers, episode 45.
Uh-huh.
Let's say hi to the sound boys over there. We're actually down a few.
Where the sound boys
We got one in attendance.
Hello,
There you-
hello,
What's up, Markster?
hello, hello.
I remember those Three Stooges fun. Remember how disappointed you got when they're like showing the beginning and all of a sudden Shemp would show up and you'd be like, oh!
or worse, Curly
Curly Joe. Oh, it's like, come on, we want Curly. Oh, Shemp, shit.
That's so funny.
Shit. You get so upset because you'd be so excited coming home from school, turning on the TV.
Joe. Why I oughta.
The Three Stooges. Did you like the Three Stooges?
I love them, and I think I told you guys one time on the show that one of them came to my grandparents' house one time.
That's right. You remember
Yes.
which one?
The dark-haired one.
Mo.
Mo.
Okay, thank God it wasn't
Yeah.
Shemp. It'd be like, great. Hey, we're having one of the Three Stooges over for dinner. Yeah, open the door. Who is it? Shit, it's Shemp.
Say, what's the big idea?
That was a good Mo. Right?
Oh,
Oh, very
that's
cool.
hilarious.
But yes, a lot of fun. We thank you. Please like us. Leave us a review. Subscribe to us. Shit. Tell your friends. Even if it's Shemp. Even
Love
if you're
us,
related
shares.
to Shemp. I know Shemp's no longer with us. And
Oh, bless his heart.
I know. It's tough. It's tough. Speaking
I
of,
loved him.
speaking of, look at what we got on our
Oh,
table.
boy.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you see a bed of red ribbons, and you're like going, "Oh, are those little angels upon them?" You're gonna have to get up and show
Am
to
I
that
going to
camera.
have to get up?
Yep,
Okay.
you got to get up and strut your stuff.
Ha.
A really good friend of ours by the name of Roseanne.
It's Roseanne Castro.
Sweet Art Cookie Couture. How fucking fancy is that for just baked goods? Give her a call, 909-201-3370. Jackie, show it. What the hell's that? Describe it. What do you got? Holy hell! It's a little afternoon delight with Jimbo and Jackie, doggy style right there. And this one is I guess no, do it the other way. I like that one. That's yeah. You like a lot of stuff, so we'll get that in Yelp Sex Position. It was missionary style. This is a style. What do you got here? It's hard. There we go. Up. Oh. It looks like it's male dominant, and her feet are up by his shoulders.
Yeah, it's called bakery position.
Bakery position. The butcher, the baker, the candle dick maker. And you got them all? Oh, you got this one. What about this one right here? Show the camera. This one is kind of like big fans of Uranus. It's like a dirty Eskimo kiss. It's basically balloon knot to balloon knot. They're touching taints. Have we ever touched taints? I think we have in some positions. Little tainted love. That's one where that's where you really find out how deep is your love. Yeah. Once again, thank you, Roseanne. Sweet Art Cookie Couture. If you want some nookie cookies, as our friend Miracle called them, 909-201-3370. You know you made it big when you're promoting dirty cookies on your podcast. We made it, Jackie.
We made it beautiful.
All the way to episode 45, and Jackie
45
is going to enlighten us with some information about the number 45.
So the number 45, I found out today that is the sweet spot for a woman sexually. That is a woman's sexual prime. And do you know when we met?
Please tell me 45.
I was 45.
45! Oh! Hercules. I'll drink to that.
Holy hell. Can you imagine if I was able to get pregnant?
Oh.
It kind of would have been cool because I think we got such egos that we'd love to see what our DNA would look like together.
We would love to see. Maybe we could still, what do you call it? Abstract it? Construct it? What's the word?
Etch a sketch?
Pull it out and mix it together. What do you call that?
Make a little baby batter?
Yeah,
in vitro,
have somebody make it.
Where you extract your egg.
There you go.
And then
you know the deal.
Yeah, that's how my kids were born.
Well,
because I got a lot of them, but the doctor told me I got stupid sperm. That wasn't his exact words, but that's what I took from the meeting. Because I had to make love to a sweet Dixie cup to find this shit out. And he goes, well, Mr. Jimbo, want to let you know that you have a lot of them, but not many good ones. Oh. Yeah. So you know what I told the doctor? I said, so you're saying my sperm is stupid? And he starts laughing a little bit. And I go, well, they are pretty dumb. If they don't see a tonsil, they don't know where the fuck to go.
That's all I hear these days.
So there it is, everybody.
So what was that like, having to give that sample that day?
It was a lot of pressure because, you didn't mind, like when I was doing like the test batch to see how many were in there.
Yeah.
They have a little material for you. They got videos. So I even commemorated it. I wish I had it. I took a selfie of me with the porn on the TV and all the dirty magazines laid out on the floor, acting like I got caught jerking off. And I thought it was pretty hilarious. But when it came like the time where you say, okay, we need the batch to make the babies, Jimbo. I wanted it to be as pure as it could be, jerking off into a cup. So I had no material, no stimulant except in my brain.
What were you thinking about?
Fucking you. No, I'm kidding.
Perfect. That's what I thought.
I didn't know you yet. But that's going to get me laid tonight, people. That's all that matters, everybody. So the age 45.
The age 45.
And that's when we met.
Yep. Wasn't it beautiful?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We're about to make our guests throw up in the green room.
Give me sugar.
Look at that. Dirty cookies and talking about jerking off and making babies gets my baby hot.
Which brings me to my random fact.
Oh, here we go. As we continue with episode 45 of the Jimbo and Jackie Show.
Third time's a charm.
We already popped the cork, so we got what?
Yes, we did. Shamskis.
Champagne flowing and the conversation going.
That's
What is your
right.
random fact before we venture into the world of Yelp Sex Position and get our guest, Reverend Doctor?
Yes.
Holy shit. I want to be Pope something. Reverend Doctor? That name still totally kills me.
I know.
I love it. It's
I do
awesome.
too.
Anyways, what's your random fact, Jackie?
So the random fact of the day, funny how you were talking about your sperm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that
It was kind of embarrassing. Please quit bringing it up.
that every man has enough sperm to impregnate every woman on the planet?
Whoa!
Did you know that?
No.
Yes, it's
That's
true.
a scary thought.
That is a scary thought. I was like, wow.
I guess I want to make sure this big blue marble keeps being populated.
I was trying to figure out what the big blue marble was.
You never heard Earth called the big blue marble?
No.
Oh, was that too random, or did Reverend Producer Mark?
Well, it wasn't her best material, but
Yeah.
It's
All right.
true. It kind of pertained to what he was saying.
Exactly. It looks like a big blue marble from space,
Huh.
especially from Uranus. It looks like a big blue marble.
I got you,
All
bro.
right. Well, I think it's time to move on to one of our favorite segments of the show. What, Jackie?
Yes, Yelp Sex Position of the day.
Sex it up. Let's get that sexy music going so we can feel the sweet love.
there's a lot of pressure here with these sound drops.
I know.
I appreciate Ashton now, but don't tell him.
No. We don't want him to get a big head.
Here we go.
So hit it. Fire it up. Yep. Jackie and I, when we first got together, behind me, over my shoulders, the book she gave me.
Position of the Day Playbook.
And we haven't done it in a while. It's basically every day for the year. It's got crazy-ass positions. Kind of like those
Kinda like
Roseanne
the
Sweetheart cookies. And Jackie,
Yes, Roseanne.
when she gave it to me, go ahead. We haven't read it in a while. Go put what you put in the middle of the book.
Baby cakes, let the games begin. Love your girl, Jackie.
She gave me that when she was 45. My girl is horny as fuck.
Intersexual prime.
Yep. And this week's Yelp Sex Position is called what, Jackie?
The very Freudian analyst.
The very Freudian.
The very Freudian analyst.
Remember Dr. Freud? He had like a little psychology stuff going on.
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay. I like you nodding like you kind of know, but you don't. You have no idea. But let me tell you, I love a beautiful woman that's got bad taste in men
Well,
and has a little less education than that.
well, thank God I wasn't getting $1 million to put it all together.
I know, and I didn't want to
So-
call you stupid, but we are. Because you're not.
My baby's so stupid.
You're beautiful, and I have to ask because usually we have producer Tay Tay describe the position, but he's at the NAMM show.
So who wants to describe
Who's gonna
it
do
today?
it? We got.
I've tried to recruit a couple people here, and nobody wants any part of that.
How about
task.
Natasha? Because I don't want to hear
Where's
you.
Tasha at?
You're creepy and old. Natasha doesn't want to do it. Get that guy behind you, whoever he is.
Sugi won't do it.
Natasha, we're gonna bring up the picture. The very what, Jackie?
The very Freudian
Freudian.
analyst.
The very Freudian analyst.
Freudian.
Freud.
Freudian.
Dr. Freud.
Freudian.
And what was like his main thing? Wasn't it like mama issues or shit?
What?
What's Dr. Freudian?
No, he
Now I sound stupid. He invented the fruit roll-up.
Birds of
no,
a feather.
wasn't he was a psychologist.
Yes.
Yeah, but he was like his specialty was like psychoanalysis.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking like penicillin or something.
Penicillin coming up in mere moments.
Yes.
But social media goddess Natasha, would you mind filling in for producer Tay Tay and describe the very Freudian analyst position?
All right. So what we've got going on here is quite a story. We got Jackie has a ottoman as a neck pillow
Excellent.
while in a bridge position for those of you that do yoga.
Ooh.
And it looks like her hand that is a hoof is covering her vagina as Jim is standing straight up. It looks like he only has one leg. And
I do have two for the record.
okay. Yeah.
Nothing anything wrong with that. If you only have one.
His head is tilted at a 45-degree angle, and it looks a little scary,
Yeah.
like he might be part of The Exorcist. But he's He's about to take Jackie to Pound Town.
Ah, there you go. Great fill-in for Tay-Tay, social media goddess, Natasha.
Good job, Mama.
She has spoken, and now it is time, Jackie, for what?
The very Freudian analyst.
Roll film. Tape. You got excited for a second that we had film for this. Where's the audio? Maybe one day we'll have the balls to do video for this, but I don't know. Okay. And you could edit the... Fire up the band.
All right, Jackie, boing, 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 boing. Bon aperitif. No, all boned up for what?
The very Freudian analyst.
The very Freudian analyst. Freudian, like Dr. Freud.
Freudian.
Froyo. Frozen yogurt.
The very Freudian analyst.
Exactly. All righty, now you just gotta lean back. Lean back and put your legs in the air like you just don't care.
And feet on the table.
Yeah, and just like that, and I lift you up to where you belong. Love lift us up where we belong.
I think you got them over your head.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be lower, I guess. It's supposed to be there-ish, and go, and then ta-da!
Oh, that's how it works.
It's called the what?
The Freudian analyst.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, this is a good one.
The frozen yogurt Ordian lisp, or whatever. As you can tell, it's a good time, basically, is what we're trying to say.
This one's perfect.
All right. Say bye, Jackson.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Damn.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun one.
Yes.
That one's doable for most people.
I know some of the positions we've done, you have to be in a car wreck to actually end up in that position. This one was possible, but we do want you to know that be sure you don't have wheels on your ottoman because it may not
Right?
be as friendly or happy of an ending, so to speak. Do you want to hear some music
Yes.
from Keith,
Absolutely.
otherwise known as Reverend Doctor? We're going to fire up a little song here. He is a singer-songwriter and a live looper. And I know some of you are going,
What is that?
do you know what it is?
Well, I do now because we researched it.
Yeah. Oh, researched it. Yes.
Ooh.
She didn't research how to say the sex position, the Yelp sex position, but she did some research. And what's kind of cool, Reverend Doctor, he's a one-man band.
Yes.
And he'll basically create the song right in front of you. And we're going to watch that video right now. And I know some of you are just podcasting on your favorite platform, but I'll try to use a skill I used to have in the radio business and describe what is happening in case you're not able to watch this on
There
our
you go,
YouTube
baby.
channel. So are we ready to fire that up? Dramatic
Yes.
pause.
Yes, sir.
All right. Fire up, Mr. Reverend Doctor. He's on stage. He's at the live mini bar in Kansas City, Missouri. Can you crank that up a little bit? There you go. Nice. Now he just put that in his little beat box there. So he's not even playing guitar. He's grabbing his drumsticks. He's live looping, Jackie,
That's badass.
in front of people. Now he established that. We'll have to ask him a little bit how that works. And now he's coming over here. He's going to sing for you now, if that's all right. Okay, now he's not even singing, but he put it in his little box.
Isn't that badass?
Now he's singing with it. It is a badass jacket.
Oh, yeah.
In case you're missing this, it's like a dark disco ball jacket.
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
Yep.
Good description?
I've had you try them on. We got to
Yeah.
get you one. Badass.
Yeah, I think those are related to his shoes he's wearing.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, he's singing with himself. That's cool. Build It Up's the name of the song. You need to YouTube it and check it out, how he's doing it all together.
Yeah, I should have came up with this song, but that's what I always say about you. I'm here to lift you up and build you up.
It's true.
It's true.
You do.
This is our new theme
One
song,
boner a
baby.
day. Build it up.
Stupid.
Oh. Nice. Now, without further ado, let's bring in a guy named Keith, but a man who hits the stage as Reverend Doctor. Give it up for Reverend Doctor. Yeah! Look at him. Much love.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. Look how sharp he looks, Jackie.
I know.
He's got a jacket that's hot pink.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Badass.
Absolutely.
And if you don't mind, do you mind? I heard about your shoes. Could you bring them up to the middle camera over there?
Oh, I
Hold
was
them.
just going because I can't get my leg up that high.
Okay, or you
Yeah.
can take them off. It's a
I'm
casual
just-
show.
like-
Look at this fashionable motherfucker right there. Oh yeah,
These cost me $20
What?
those are the
At a
best
flea
shoes, ain't they?
at a flea market.
Those
sir.
are awesome.
Nice.
Absolutely. So let it
Well,
be
you
known.
look fly as hell.
Oh, you,
look.
you as well, sir.
Thank
and Jackie, another thing that they can't see that needs to be seen. She has on the most incredible leggings.
Oh,
They're just
yes.
so fantastically fly. I was like,
It's a Jim
I want
O'Keefe
some.
pants.
I love it.
Oh, we'll get you some.
Absolutely.
We're
Heck
actually in talk with who is it? Gold Sheep
Gold sheep.
to get these leggings.
Oh.
They're spandex and they feel good on a Saturday night. That's when I wear them.
I mean, you got to be comfortable, you know?
You gotta be. Look at your fro. I
I
dig
was
it.
going to say, Freudian analyst, that's actually me.
Oh,
So you were anticipating it was a Freudian slip. You see what
I like that. A Freudian slip.
that's
That's
hilarious.
good. How long you been growing that bad boy? That looks
Oh my
awesome.
God. This is like 6 years.
Is that
This
6
is 6 years of my life.
Is that what it takes?
Mhm.
Do you
So-
ever put it back a little bit, or do you always
Yeah, I'll-
fear the fro? Just have it go.
When I'm in public, most of the time, especially as Reverend Doctor. Reverend Doctor, it's big hair, shiny shoes. That's kind of like my tagline for my
Nice.
visual appearance.
Nice.
But as far as the hair goes, like, yeah, I'll put it back in a bun. But the hair care routine is real. When you got curls, you need to be shampooing and conditioning. It is a regular thing.
Yeah.
This is like an ordeal on top of my head. But as far as the hair goes, yeah, it's like most times, like if I'm on stage, I got to keep it popping. Just got asked recently. I've been doing a little bit of modeling and acting
Oh,
for
look
the
at
very
you.
first time.
Look at you, stud.
Every question is every time you get asked, "Are you okay shaving your beard?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll grow this tomorrow." But the hair, they're like, I got asked the first time where they were like, "Will you cut your hair?" And I was like, "Absolutely not.
Yeah. How much were they offering to cut the hair?
Jeez.
Not enough.
Right?
Not enough."
That's what I
Sir.
figured.
Absolutely. Ooh.
But no, kudos to you. We already poured you a sham.
I saw that. I was so grateful. Cheers.
Cheers
Oh,
to
man.
you. So much
To
talent.
you guys.
Thank
you so much. I don't know. I was gonna play the video. I saw that and I was like, "Hey, all right." And
That
I
was
look
impressive.
good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You're a one-man band. I
Hey,
mean,
yeah,
to be
turn
able
it
to
up.
do that, like we tried to describe it as well as we could, you got to
Oh,
go to
it's all good.
YouTube and check out Reverend Doctor Build It Up, because it shows him what is the actual, I mean, we could see the process,
Right.
but if you could talk us through, because at first, you're starting to play.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing, and I'll let you take over the show right now.
Absolutely. It's just a little box that's at your feet, or some people have it on a table if they're doing a lot of vocal. Like if you, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Who's that guy? Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah.
You know, so if you do a lot of vocal stylings, you can get a lot of beatboxers and vocalists that will like have it on a table and operate it with their hands. But all it is a small box that can record anything that you can capture in a microphone or with an instrument cable, and it can immediately start playing it back for you. And the one that I have is a little bit more elaborate than most. The only way that it's more elaborate is that you can have more tracks that you can bring in and out, and I could layer like drums on one track, just my vocals on another, simply maybe some harmonies on a different track, and I can bring those in and out at will according to the push of a
Nice.
button at my feet while I'm playing.
So when somebody comes to see you, like we saw a little bit, you go see Reverend Doctor. That's who we're talking with right now.
Absolutely.
Was that 3 tracks you used right there?
Yeah,
Because you started off with the guitar. You're playing that groovy beat.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you went to the drumsticks.
Yep.
And you're doing that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you lay down the chorus.
Absolutely.
And what a perfect name for a song to do that. Build
Build
it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's metaphorical and literal simultaneously.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm able to, if I wanted to, at the end of the song, you see me actually drop out the rhythm part, and it's just my vocals. I have the audience clap along. And that's the difficult thing is that when I used to play in schools, you know, kids and adults that are in schools are so enthusiastic, they want to clap along.
Yeah.
And it's like, children, you're adorable, but please don't clap. But that actually messes me up. So I'd have to be like, you're all very cute, and I love each and every one of you, but don't do anything until the end of the song. I would have to say that, because otherwise
Enjoy
I'd be
me
like,
in silence.
which I don't know. You guys have you have kids, so many kids, and
7 between us.
imagine being like, shh.
Don't worry.
And doing something really cool in front of them that they just want to
Yeah.
participate in. You know, that's like the struggle is real for them, you know? So anyway, it was a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you right now. So you're seeing me, that video probably taken year 3 of me using that pedal.
Right.
That the year 1, I didn't tell anyone that I bought that. I didn't tell anybody that I was playing music with. I was like, I have this.
Yep.
Silently just sucked.
Let
in
me
my
go into
basement.
the sound lab.
Just sucked. Year 2, I was like, I think I got this.
Yeah.
Brought it out onto stage. I would say 95, and that's being very generous. 95% of the time, it was a show-crushing fiasco.
Oh.
Just like a momentum-killing, any vibe that was like,
can bet.
yeah, people. I'm bringing that out, and they'd be like, oh no, oh my, you know. And then the last, this last year, it's gotten to a point where like I can comfortably, even if I mess up, I'm able to keep my wits about me to be able to achieve what I need to during a show.
And you're our first live. It's called live looping, right?
Live looping, yeah. I feel like it's really popular with singer-songwriters. When you want to be able to travel and you want to be able to give people that see you a bit bigger perspective and idea of how your music is envisioned by you, it's a really easy way to be able to do that. Not everyone is doing it the way that I do with like an external drum machine.
Yeah.
A lot of people just maybe beatbox with their mouth, like
Right.
you know, or something like that. And so it's a really simple way, or even just one guitar part and they play lead guitar over that. So it's a really quick, simple way to make people go, whoa.
I thought it was cool. Is that the thing with live looping to show the layering of the song instead of having it already programmed into there so they could see that, holy shit, Reverend Doctor is playing all of this
He's
stuff.
the whole band.
Yeah.
I've thought about trying to pre-can tracks, but it's not because I haven't thought of it's because I'm lazy.
Okay.
I show up
But
to
it
the
looks
gig.
great. I mean, build it up was a perfect thing where he's building up the song and
yeah,
we're part of the
absolutely.
process.
Absolutely.
Were you ever in a band before?
Oh, so many. So the first 15 years that I was playing music, my first experience playing music, I was immediately in a band. I was the front guy, guitar player. I haven't been playing guitar like 4 months, y'all. It was like I had to write the songs. It was because I was a kid in college I didn't really pick up guitar till I was in school. The very first band I was in was like a Dave Matthews Jam band.
Okay, cool.
You know, and again, no musicianship here.
Yeah.
None of that. It was but honestly, that experience in that band, being with other people that are being creative, that are engaged, that are passionate, that want to invest creatively, that was the most inspiring thing that I had ever been a part of in my life up until that point. And I was hooked immediately. Even if I was terrible at all of that stuff, I just remember being like, I don't know if this is my purpose in life, but this is at least a great part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
how wild was that? And it kept me motivated because honestly, so Reverend Doctor, I've been doing this project for maybe about 2 years now, and moved out to LA about a year ago. This is my first
Where'd you
solo
move from?
project. I moved from Minneapolis,
Okay.
but I grew up in Iowa.
Are you a
and so-
Vikings fan by any chance?
I was
So,
gonna
you know,
ask.
I honestly, so I grew up in a land that didn't have professional sports teams.
Okay.
And the
gotcha.
college sports team that we had, all of them were not great
Yeah.
when I was growing up.
Right.
So it was just an exercise in humiliation.
Inter-
So rather than like,
Jim knows.
I know, being a Vikings fan, you learn that real quick.
absolutely. So our wedding colors were purple and gold, but by accident,
really?
you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn.
My wife loves gold. Purple's like one of my favorite things. And so we were like purple and
Oh,
gold.
look
yeah,
at that.
absolutely.
I'm surprised our wedding wasn't purple and gold.
Oh, I know. We got married on Valentine's Day, so I
Oh,
had.
shit.
I love your jacket.
Oh, thank you.
I got
Yeah.
a suede. I had a suede, a velvet red jacket made at the LA Garment District.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it fit my T-Rex
That's
Short
important. Honestly,
arms.
the cut, everybody gets different
Yeah.
proportions. Getting that cut, that's important, man.
Yeah.
This has probably never happened to you because of your wingspan, but I've pulled up to like parking
I have
places.
the opposite problem, sir.
I know. You know how many times that I go to a parking structure and I go to grab the ticket and the seatbelt's over me? I'm like, oh, fucking T-Rex arms. God damn it.
I crack up.
You're the person that has to crack open the door
That's
just to
me.
get there. That's
That
all
has
good.
never happened to you in this life.
It is
has
not. It
Yeah.
100% has not happened to me.
I'm a man on an island right now.
But at the
Nobody
same-
can relate.
You get to dress from like retail stores. You can go into a store and like buy a thing that's gonna fit
That's
you.
true.
I cannot do that.
No.
Not my inseam for my pants
Oh.
to waist ratio, and not like sleeves. Sleeves definitely not. So this has been like my situation my whole life. So that's why, I'm wearing short sleeves under this.
Yeah.
And if I were to be playing on stage, I could take this off like midway through the show, so you remember
Yeah.
me in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
then like be comfortable.
You got
in my
to do the
short
layer.
sleeves.
You're the front man.
Oh,
You got to have the
absolutely.
show.
Yeah. Oh man.
Got to have the
whole
ladies go,
thing.
I hope he takes his jacket off.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got some nice arms.
And then I promptly disappoint them,
Oh.
setting high expectations.
I'm so
But,
jealous of
funny.
musicians. I've wanted to
Oh,
be
man.
one my whole life, but I play CDs out of tune. I got no musical talent at all,
I have-
but I appreciate what you do.
That's really hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. There are probably other people that you say that to that are convinced. But here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Let's hear it.
It's because anyone that makes their life revolve around music they do it for it's suffering.
Right.
It's a passion for
It
you.
is.
And here's the thing is that I don't know whether it's guitar or it's piano or it's singing. There's a thing that you do a lot
Yeah.
that you like don't want to actually tell people about, but he's pretty good at it. And I know in the booth he was
Jim's-
nodding. Absolutely.
Jim's such a front man. He
Oh, I
really
know.
is. He can-
Absolutely.
he can sing.
Well,
he
he-
really can.
Yeah, he's got the moves, but I've got evidence to back up.
Oh, no,
Jimbo's
exactly. So I thought he was on your side. My man's like, nah, Jimbo.
I've been there. We've almost got kicked out of karaoke bars because I get in
Wait,
fights
no,
with the guy that's promoting it.
Not almost got kicked out.
Okay. We have gotten
Oh my
kicked
God,
out. Anyways,
Actually kicked out. Oh, man,
isn't that sad? This girl can sing, though.
I believe it. You have a
Jackie-
beautiful speaking
I
voice.
can carry a little
Yeah,
tune
you
here and
can.
there.
We'll have that happen in a little bit.
I'll
Aw.
be around for that.
Yes.
I love it.
We want you for the rest of the show. And I think we want to hear your other track.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Dance Warrior.
Absolutely. Dance Warrior is my latest single. The whole idea of it is dancing amidst those really terrible times in your life. Growing up in my house, dancing was one of those things that we did in both celebration and disappointment. And I'll tell you what, it is also one of those things that I feel like can break you out of a bad mood.
Yeah.
One of the things I say, that Maya Angelou poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. It's that even in suffering, there can be joy. And that's
Right.
what being a dance warrior is for me.
Nice. And
Very
with that
cool.
intro, here's a little Reverend Doctor
Hey.
with Dance Warrior. Fire up the band. It's one guy doing this all.
This was in my studio.
Is that right?
Yeah. I
Vincent Studio.
owned this back in Minneapolis. I got to build it myself.
Wow.
Build it up. Sorry.
Ah, there you go.
Nice replug.
Thank you, baby.
He's doing it. He's clapping. Is this a live looping part?
Yeah. So I have completely reworked how I do this song live now. It's really when you write a song, it's a completely different thing arranging it for a looper.
I bet.
Honestly, trying to figure out what you're doing on an album to like bring that out live. Shaker.
See, I could play that.
My shaker's the same color as my jacket.
I
Do you
see
miss
that.
do you miss having band fights? Because it's only you.
Honestly, again, like I am the kind of person where like if there's some agita,
Gotcha.
I'm the kind of person that like smooths that out. I'm like, no, talk about it. We're gonna discuss this. We're gonna
Nice.
figure it out. Like that's me.
Look at you getting all smoky right now.
We're educated, frustrated, unarmed but dangerous. Because we're the 99 to 1. With the 9 to 5, the corporate grind. With the wrath of God, we've come. So back it on up, breathe it in deep, dance out loud, scream with your feet. I'm a dance warrior. I'm a
Think about curls is that
picture destroyer.
some days
My feet are
they're just longer than others.
That's right. You know, fear the fro.
I haven't cut my hair since then, but I feel like
Really? It looks longer
it
now.
doesn't look longer than
Yeah, it does.
some days. I tell you what, weird.
Is my war drum, my joyful heart, my only weapon. It takes all my strength to stay alive, and I dance to survive.
Dance Warrior.
badass,
Check out the full
babe.
song. Go to
Absolutely.
YouTube. Dance Warrior, Reverend Doctor.
Yeah, man.
And we didn't even ask you yet. How'd you come up? That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Reverend Doctor.
It is.
How'd you come up with that?
So literally, Reverend to preach, Doctor to heal. So it's a very literal translation of those two
nice.
things. You know, when I my whole time being a musician, I had always been in bands, and I loved being a part of bands. Still want to be a part of bands, honestly. And when thinking about what I wanted to do for my solo project, I could certainly be Keith Rollins, but I think I have always connected with those artists that are able to create a persona that is bigger than themselves. I mean, living
Right.
in Minneapolis, the most obvious example is Prince.
Yep.
But also people like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Lady Gaga, watching her documentary.
Wow,
And
yeah.
just hearing how, you know, Stephanie is different than Lady Gaga, and that's okay. It's okay for them to be different and separate. And not only that, but I think also for me as an artist, it gives me a way to kind of bump up parts of my personality and
Yeah.
personal style to a level that like Keith would feel a little bit weird about. But when it's Reverend Doctor,
It's
it's like,
different.
absolutely,
It's
you
on.
know, absolutely. You know, you can be capable of encouraging people, of being bold, of being louder. And, you know, I'm the kind of person where it's like, me, Keith, is like, I'm a party facilitator. I like getting the
Yeah.
vibe going on
Uh-huh.
and just keep that good mood going.
That's it.
Reverend Doctor is like, he brings the party. You
It's
know?
like,
so
hey,
that's
we're here to party.
absolutely.
You're with the Reverend Doctor right
Get
now.
up off of that thing, you know. Absolutely, dance to you, feel better. You know, it's exactly that.
And it
so,
interprets on stage. You can tell.
oh, good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad.
You can tell.
That's so good to
Totally
hear.
does.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got people like, I mean, think about it, like throughout time, Alice Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
Kiss, the Kiss right behind you. They created
Absolutely.
characters
It's such a good looking poster.
to be themselves. Yep, that's old school right there, ain't it? 1976.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Absolutely.
And Jackie,
So I'm wondering if you told him yet that you guys have a little bit of a same thing going on.
I haven't. This is going to be a revelation for Reverend Doctor.
So Jim is a Reverend DJ.
You're ordained.
I'm ordained.
Hey, Reverend.
Yeah, baby.
And he missed the doctor by just a couple of
I was a
letters.
DJ.
Oh,
DJ.
DJ, Reverend
Yeah.
DJ.
A few less
Reverend
commas
DJ.
in the paycheck, and what a difference a letter makes.
You know, I am also ordained, but I have no business calling myself a doctor. It was absolutely one of those things where I was like, haha, I get to like say all of this, and
Yeah.
I've earned none of it. You know,
Yeah, I married my brother last year.
that's so
And
Oh, it was so
it was him and his
cool.
wife's idea. They said, we decide, why don't you get ordained? Because we want
Sure.
you to marry us. And what do you say? No.
You say absolutely. I want to
Absolutely.
act like a maniac all over.
And
the
you,
thing.
Yeah,
and
for
you
sure.
should have seen this guy on the
Oh,
dock
I can
marrying
imagine.
him. I totally got chills.
Yes,
Jim brought a whole new level. Had on his little Versace shoes and his little jacket.
He was like sex on fire for you. You were like,
Yeah.
Jim.
I was like, get your ass off that dock and get on
Absolutely.
my dock.
Right. That's what you were saying. Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God. It was a whole nother level
Woo!
of respect and
I love
love.
Because I
watching
felt
that.
it, and I
was
wanted to make
awesome.
sure. One of the things, because they give you a book when you become a reverend.
Yeah.
And I read it, and one of the things that it said was, remember, it's about the couple.
Yeah.
And I just tried to. Usually, I'm used to being the show off. You know, like, hey, it's a Jimbo and Jackie show. But I'm like thinking, okay, this is an honor that somebody asked you to marry them.
But he's still your brother. He knew what he was getting
Yeah.
himself into.
He just said, make sure you don't bring up fourth time's a charm. Because he's on his fourth wife. I'm on my third wife.
Sure.
That was fun.
We may be losers, but we ain't quitters.
That was
man.
hilarious.
You find it where you find it, and then you
That's
try to
right.
keep it as long as you got it, man.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all right. So what is the message that Reverend Doctor wants to share every time we come to see you? And
Absolutely.
what do you want the people to feel when they hear your music?
Absolutely. The biggest things, my takeaway, is the idea, the concept of loving yourself and loving other people.
Mhm.
You know, you have this idea of, you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, you have to actually love yourself before you can love anybody else.
It's true.
And I feel like that's a thing that gets skipped a lot. And so that's like probably my primary message is making sure that people, and it's not just like, something that's really popular is this idea of self-love right now, which is important. And self-care.
True.
Self-care is the actual phrase. Like spa treatments, mani-pedis. That is important, eating well. But I think also the thing that's overlooked is thinking about you as a whole person.
Yep.
And pressing into those parts that that bristle you a little bit. Maybe you tend to clam up in social situations, or maybe you get stressed and overwhelmed if
That has
too many
happened to
things
me
come.
one time.
Really?
Social situations, I clammed up once.
And then ever since then, you have not been able to forgive
I
yourself.
vowed never to do that again.
Check this out, Jimbo. Here's the thing: is that if that is a thing that you aren't a fan of, it's not about like downplaying your weaknesses and upplaying your strengths. It's about accepting all of you. Like if you're upset about that one time, and I'm being serious right now, if you were upset about that one time, it's recognizing, well, that's okay because that's me. And I'm doing the best I can. Even if you're not doing the best you can, then that's a different conversation. But if you are, then recognizing like I can accept all of me for me, and that's important.
Look at
and
that.
from there, that's when you start looking at other people and you say, Jackie, you were just the most beautiful person, the most kind, gentle soul. And I can have the peace in my heart to be able to like recognize that in yours. That's the idea behind it.
Reverend Doctor. Oh,
Look at over here. I got people hugging. Smooching on each
Making
other.
out in the sound
Hey.
booth. Oh, I think he just got to second base. Good job there. All right. Oh, third base now. Third base. We better. We're doing a Yelp Sex Position in the sound studio.
The Freudian analyst.
He said it right.
I'm bringing it. The Freudian.
Oy, my back.
I was saying
the
Fro, like
Freudian.
Freudian.
The Freudian.
That's what I was. I was
never
making a
forget it
pun,
now.
but it's Freudian.
Oh,
Freud.
see, the
Yeah.
Freudian.
Do you remember Randy Moss of the Minnesota Vikings? There were some times where he would put on the cornrows, but sometimes he would just like let it all out.
Yeah.
And he would say, "Get ready to fear the fro."
Oh, fear the Fro.
Fear the fro, baby. And that meant
Absolutely.
he was going to go off that day.
You had to be worried.
And he worked it.
I'm kind of thinking, grow your hair back out, beautiful.
Hey,
I'd like to.
I heard she like changes from week to week.
Yeah,
She's
it's like,
I
cut your hair,
do.
cut your hair. It's like, okay, grow it back.
I think
It's
you
like,
got
wait a
great
minute.
hair.
Once
man.
he cuts
Well,
it, I
thank you,
say
my
grow
friend.
it back.
Not bad for 52, huh?
Oh, are you kidding? Dude, I'm 37 and I'm like, that's look great. What product you use?
What product do I use, Mama? You would know that. Let's get that. Well,
hold on.
we'll make them be a
'cause I just
sponsor. We'll tell you
changed
after
Do
the
that.
show.
That's super important. Because honestly, dude, for anybody, any age, you've got gray hair. So if you're using a product, they probably want to get on that,
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
sponsorships.
I'm
That's-
listening.
that's all
I'm
I'm saying.
listening.
Yeah.
There goes the producer right there. Ka-ching. More plugging, less hugging. That's a beautiful thing. Well, I mean, Jackie,
Yes.
how cool is this? I mean, to see him create songs in front of you.
Yeah, man.
Are you? What's your plan for 2020?
2020, drop the EP. I'm trying to get one more single out before I go on tour in
Okay.
February. I'm going on a short tour, and then March, April, I'm going on a little bit longer tour. I'm trying to get the EP out before I go on tour in that March, April period. So
Nice.
February is kind of like my hopeful date, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
In life, there are some things that you cannot rush.
that's true.
I feel that is true across the board.
Yep.
And so if it's not ready, then I'll just come back and have a strong summer release for the EP.
Nothing wrong with that.
But then after that, I'm trying to get on the road as much as possible. Reverend Doctor is one of those things where I feel like my presence is important.
mm-hmm.
I love getting in front of people, and my message of peace, love, and positivity. That I feel like there's a lot of bands that are trying to do good things, I think, out there.
Right.
But that's the purpose that I have behind what I do is literally, from beginning to end. And so there are a lot of places, whether it's mid-America, the coast, south, north, when I'm in front of people and I'm telling my stories about who I am, like people just vibe with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like, it's not about you did this wrong. It's more like, hey man, doesn't it suck when people are mean to each other?
Yeah.
Why do we do that? Let's be
Yeah.
better. And then they're like, yeah, and I have
I like
alcohol? Absolutely.
I
This
can
is
do
a
that.
good night. So, that's why I try to get on the road.
I
as
like
much as
that
possible.
message.
Where are
So-
you going on tour at, hun?
Everywhere. So I'm hitting Seattle, so Washington State. I'm going up through Oregon, Montana, North and South Dakota, over to where I used to
Wow.
live in Minneapolis. I'm going down through
Nice.
Minneapolis into Iowa. I'll
Good for
probably
you.
come back through Colorado, and then New Mexico, Arizona, then back to California, and that's probably all between March and April. That's going to be that leg of the tour. Last year I did 3 different legs of that. I went all the way up as far north as in Edmonton, Canada.
Whoa!
And then I drove as far because again it's just me in a car, so I literally like my little looper pedal. It's not big, and I can bring a PA. Excuse me, but I'm going all as far east as Pittsburgh and as far south as Atlanta, Georgia.
Good for
and
you.
So coming all the way over.
Well,
So-
we got we got a very cute cousin that lives in Atlanta,
Yes,
Georgia.
I do.
Maybe we'll come visit you and take her
I
to the
know.
show.
You have to
Absolutely.
tell us when you're in
Yeah.
Atlanta because we
I'll
want to
give
come
you-
out there.
no hot Atlanta. No, that's our ministry.
The producer doesn't want to go to Atlanta.
No, hot Atlanta.
No.
Listen, I mean, well, depending on the month, it'll be really hot down there. But I'll try to make maybe like a October,
We like hot.
August.
Well, you know he's old. Our
Atlanta.
producer's old. Anybody who bitches about the weather is usually an older person. It's just like, fuck it. If it's hot, you drink more beer.
That's
I mean,
at
shit.
100%. Yeah, cervezas are
Do you
a
want
thing.
to say something?
Well, I'll go to Atlanta if you can, prove to me that they show Matlock there.
Okay, yes. We'll make sure we get a room with HBO.
Okay.
And the full cable package for you.
Or just an antenna.
That's right.
Yeah, it's probably on rerun on a
That's
basic
probably all you
channel.
need.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to get your opinion. I mean, they just announced who's going to be in the 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to incorporate this into a fun little subject on our show. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class for 2020 was Notorious B.I.G.,
Ooh, yeah.
Depeche Mode,
Mm-hmm.
Doobie Brothers, T-Rex, and a little Whitney Houston.
Ooh, boy.
Remember?
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier.
Nice. It's like,
I
don't
love
stop.
Whitney Houston.
You live with that? That's
I
awesome.
know. You know what's
Good
the
for
coolest thing
man.
ever? Can I tell something really dirty and really fun?
Jeez Louise, I guess.
I think he was asking me, but it's better if he asked you. He was looking at me, but you responded. He should have been asking you, is what it was. Absolutely.
She's a karaoke queen. She crushes it.
Yeah.
And one of the songs she has done before in the past has been Crazy by Patsy Cline. Could you sing that a little bit?
You want me to?
Fuck yeah.
I do.
Everyone's in agreement.
Who's going to say no? No, I got plans.
I'm the musical guest, but we want to hear you sing without irony. Please
And
do.
I want you to first hear it in its purest form. Go ahead. Jackie with Crazy.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so blue.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Can I tell them what I asked you to do one night?
Yes, you can.
I think it may sound better if you tell it, or you want me to say
You
it.
tell it.
You're embarrassed a little bit. I asked her, I said, could you do me one favor? Could you karaoke Crazy but use my penis as a microphone?
Good God, man.
Jackie sang Crazy into my wiener. How awesome is that?
Well, here's the thing: is that you were hard the whole time. You're like, this is working. God bless you.
It made a good microphone.
I love it.
USA!
Amen.
USA!
Legitimately, both the times you were finished singing, I was just like, "That's great for you.
Yeah.
Great for both of you. This is wonderful."
And now
I'm-
that put the icing
yeah.
on the cake right
Oh,
there.
man, that's hell yeah. It's like pulling teeth trying to get my wife to sing, and she loves to sing, and she has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
But when I'm like, sing something for me, she gets shy, and she's not shy,
Right.
and
It's a little insecurity. Like she
yeah,
doesn't feel...
she's just like my mom. My mom, I grew up. One of my earliest musical memories was my mom singing.
Yeah,
my mom
and dad.
did this thing where she actually wrote songs for us
Mhm.
that would put us to sleep. She would choose melodies that like
Wow.
we kind of vibed with and was the
Yeah.
thing that would put us to sleep. Like my older sister, she has a very like monotonous, like almost like a Gregorian chant because she was always really dark and sort of mean. And mine's this super happy, bouncy, like
Yeah.
like almost like a cartoon show song. And one of my earliest my musical memories is my mom singing to me, and like
Aw.
in public or
That's
like
cool.
with company, or sometimes even when it's just the two of us, she won't sing for me.
Is she on this planet still?
Oh yeah, she is.
Okay, good.
And
what does she think of you?
So my parents, I let them down early, you know. So we were talking about this before off the air,
You
but
became a reverend and a doctor?
I let them
What
down early.
hospital school did you come see ya?
My family's big into education, and so a lot of my sisters have degrees in science and engineering. My parents, they work for a university. My dad's a professor in science and
I
engineering.
love it. So you become a self-proclaimed Reverend Doctor.
As like a 3-year-old, I was like, I don't know that this is gonna work, guys. They were like, you want to learn math? And I was like, I want to draw.
Yeah.
I think that's my jam.
Yeah, Mom, I'm a Pope lawyer.
Yeah,
I'm the Pope
absolutely.
lawyer. That's going to be me.
Oh man! And so by the time I was a senior, luckily, you know, it did take them a while to, I feel like, come around and truly be able to recognize like this ain't going away.
Yeah.
Especially as an adult, once I got into playing guitar, you know.
Right.
And they did eventually come to a place where my dad, the last time he saw me, he's only probably seen me, I think, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
The last time he saw me, I got off stage. The first thing he goes to me, well, I don't know where that came from. Like, has no idea. He's like, I didn't teach you any of the things that you just demonstrated to me, and they were great. I would
Yes.
So it's
I have
great.
some questions for your mother, but that was great.
Yeah, exactly that. Like, I have no idea from which womb you came, and so it is one of those things where they have come to realize that this is a passion, like it's in me.
Yeah,
And
nurture
so-
it.
Yeah, and
Why fight it?
yeah. They have seen how I work at it.
That's what I told Jackie on our first date. Why fight it, baby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't fight it.
Shh, don't fight.
That's what I told you.
That's true. See,
Jackie's like, it's adorable. You thought you initiated.
she was
this.
all hands. She was kind of respectful of my boundaries, but
It's
it worked out in the
important
long
to
run.
ask consent.
That's
Jackie.
right.
It's important.
Well,
to
what
ask.
I was
Now
getting to, when I was talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I wanted to talk about our 3 things.
Yes, the 3
Our
things.
next segment. What do you say? You got a cork pop?
I do. I got a cork pop.
I'll keep doing it with my cheek till you find it. There
Hey,
it is.
there it is.
Good job. That wasn't too bad.
But can I go back to Whitney Houston for a minute?
Oh, you got a story about Whitney Houston?
Well, wasn't she sponsored by Bed Bath and Beyond?
Oh, shit.
I just got hit.
That's a bad joke.
I don't get it.
Well, because she died in the bathtub.
Here it comes.
Yeah, so
Oh.
that wasn't very positive.
Bless her heart.
We're trying to be the most positively positive podcast on planet Earth.
Okay.
I don't think they sell bathtubs as a thing. That's why I was confused by that joke.
Anyways, I wanted us to discuss if they had a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for what you're great at. What 3 things, Jackie?
Yeah,
and I want
see?
you to think too, Reverend Doctor. What 3 things, Jackie, should you be in a certain Hall of Fame for? What are you great at?
So number 3, I would have to say, I'd actually like to have it number 1.
Do what you want.
I'm going to do it number 3.
Mm,
Would be
okay.
my lasagna.
Oh, it's fucking amazing lasagna.
That's awesome.
Our first date where she made me dinner.
Yeah.
It wasn't our first official date, but the first date where she made me dinner
Yeah, one of the first
was
days.
lasagna, and I was like, oh,
She came out with the big guns.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and honey, it was so funny. My grown son comes home. He comes up the stairs and he's like, "What, Mom? Did you make lasagna?" I said, "Yes." Tony's like, "So we're having lasagna for dinner?" I said, "Yeah. If you want to sit here and watch me feed Jimbo lasagna and give him a massage later, because I had the massage table laid out too.
She had it out, massage
You're
table
welcome
out.
to have lasagna with us." He's like, "Fine, I'll go to my friend's house."
That's right.
In the most polite, like mom way possible, he was like, "We gonna fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to be in the house for that, that's on you, man."
Reverend
You
Doctor,
know?
can you imagine? I'm walking into her studio apartment and I smell lasagna and I see a massage table out in the floor and I'm like going, "Oh, tonight is going to be a good night."
Super special. Super special. Again, big guns were. So,
Yep.
So that was your way of being like, "This is going on," and he was like, "I get it." But here's the thing. I love that he was like, almost like, I like your lasagna so much, I might be okay. Like, understanding that there's going to be like some foreplay going on at dinner that I don't necessarily want to catch. Like,
I may
crossfire up.
If I look at the wrong angle, I may see Mama rubbing Jimbo's linguine.
Exactly. He was hedging his bets. Yeah, he was
Do
hedging
that
his
one
bets.
again. I like that one.
Yeah, he was hedging his bets, and he's like, "I like the lasagna, but I don't know that one.
He's
This
like,
is how
"I'm out."
Yeah, I don't know. What this is how I want my.
I don't
evening
know
look
if
like.
I need to see that white hairy troll half naked with my mom. My number 3 thing of what I should be in the Hall of Fame of, if they had one, would be, it seems so lame compared to yours, eating pizza rolls.
Damn.
I can eat so many pizza rolls, and even you bite the corners and then you eat the rest of them.
Same way too.
Oh my God.
And you know what that stems from? Because a lot of people, they'll just bite the pizza roll, 2 bites, or sometimes 1.
Right.
But I remember when my mom back in the day would buy the box, not the bag. They didn't have the bag.
Yeah.
And you only got issued 4 pizza rolls at a time.
Right, that's why I do
You
it.
savor it.
You make it last.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but your abs. That's exactly the reason why.
But now you can buy like a pillowcase full of pizza rolls at
It's
Costco.
true. They're just like they're giving them away. So it's been like a decade since I've eaten pizza rolls. Because the last time I ate pizza rolls, it did not go well.
Gotcha. You can give details if you wish.
I mean,
if you want to cleanse yourself of this,
yeah, you can. I wish it was that end. If that was the case, we would have been aight. We would have been okay.
Oh man!
I don't know how much time do we have. I probably could. I probably could do this in 30 seconds. This
Go for
30-second
it.
story.
I need to hear.
My buddies came over from. That's awesome. It's so long, that sound file. It just kept going. My buddies came up. Buddies that were in a band. Got super drunk, more drunk than I've ever gotten in my life. My wife was mixing my drinks, so much alcohol. She's Irish Catholic. That should tell you a little bit about her and what she's dealing with as far as her drink strength.
Right.
So she was mixing my drinks. Oh my God, the most drunk I've been in my life. To this day, the most drunk I've been in my life.
You remember this?
Absolutely. I thought I was dying. So many pizza rolls. That's all we had. We just went to Costco, pizza rolls. Boom. Oven. Cooked them all. Put them on the pan. Bam. That's it.
All of them.
And then
It expires at midnight. Make 'em all.
absolutely. That night, I vomited so much.
Yeah.
I lived in an apartment by myself. I had 2 toilets in there. It was it was a 1.5 bath, and the half bath just puked everywhere.
Plastered.
I got lucky because literally the mess was I couldn't do it. I couldn't clean up it after myself.
Oh no!
But I got lucky because 6 months later, the apartment building burned down.
Oh my God.
Do you think?
And I never had to clean up that toilet.
6 months later,
I never cleaned it, Jimbo Jackie. I never cleaned that toilet. I was just every time I would start, I'd be like,
can't do it.
which is why I haven't eaten pizza rolls. I love pizza rolls in
I
decades,
know.
sir.
Yeah.
I have not. 2009, it happened.
As your lawyer, I'd advise you not to say anything else further until the arson.
Nah, there's a guy smoking on the roof. I didn't light the place on fire. I'm not saying I'm not above that.
Yeah,
but one me.
It wasn't me.
You know.
What was the booze choice? What was the wifey?
My drink is Jack and Coke.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I love all whiskeys. I had honestly, beer was my thing for a long time. So in the Midwest, one of the reasons to go to the Midwest, the number of microbreweries is the highest per capita in a lot of cities there.
Very
so you can
cool.
get some really great, really awesome beers. But I was getting really into whiskey. And so just giant jug of Jack and
Nice. There you go.
Coke and just was pounding those
It was
all.
on.
And she would make, these giant,
Tumbler
like
cups.
40 ounce, and it just it would be liquor in Coke.
Yeah.
A
little color.
Sounds
Oh my
like
God.
Kim and Jim's drink, Kim
John,
and John's
yeah.
drinks. How they make them. Our friends. Holy hell.
But there came a point where I couldn't tell anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just
Yeah.
it's in my hand,
Yeah,
and
you're
you're just
guzzling.
Yeah.
you don't know.
Pizza roll, guzzle, guzzle, guzzle. Pizza roll in,
my God.
pizza rolls out.
She wasn't trying to kill me, but it definitely was one of those moments where I was like,
I love
what
it.
you after right now?
Yeah. Jackie, what's your number 2 thing of what you should be in the Hall of Fame for?
My number 2 thing would have to be that I'm the life of the party at Girls Weekend.
Booyah. That's a super important thing.
Yep. All our
Absolutely.
girlfriends love her, and the party's always
and they're all,
better when
and they're all
Jackie's there.
so much fun too. And back in the day, before I even started that,
You're the
party,
ringleader.
Yeah,
Hey.
So there'd be times where I'd be like, I couldn't go out back years ago before Girls Weekend. And in my silly little head, I think, oh my God, I can't go. How's anybody going to have fun? I'm not going to be there.
She was that good at it.
You're like, how they...
The party's staying
the
home.
whole bar's going to suck.
They're going to miss me so much. They'll probably
But
close
it is
early.
that attitude that is a beautiful thing, honestly.
That's hilarious.
They're going to miss me. That's important. You hold on to that.
Yes.
I've never missed Girls Weekend with all
Nope.
my girlfriends now.
Nice.
20 years we've been doing
You're a
it.
damn good
It's
time, Jackson.
fun. They're
I
all
ain't
fun
gonna lie.
as hell.
Yeah, yeah. Many memories. Do you got something, Keith?
I have one. I thought of one. And so would be in the Hall of Fame of telling you what song sounds like another song.
Oh, okay.
My wife hates this about me because literally no matter what song it is, I have thought of another song that is exactly that same chord
Because there's only so
progression.
many notes.
It's true. Or the melody, and I will sing that song over the song that you're listening to while you're listening to it.
Oh,
my God.
man. That would drive me nuts.
I'm that guy.
You got a good example right now? Can you think of one right now that
Oh, well,
made Mama just want to
So
say,
when
oh.
you're live music, and you do live looping, one of the great things is that you can create mashups. You can
Yeah.
create songs that
people love that.
flow. Oh, they're such suckers for it, because it's just a nostalgia sandwich,
Yeah.
And one of the more popular ones that I do is Blackstreet's "No Diggity" featuring Dr. Dre.
Look at you.
Straight into
Dr.
Ed
J
Sheeran,
with Reverend Doctor.
what is that? "Shape of You."
Oh,
And so I
man.
mash those two up, and people don't see it coming, but when it happens, they're like, ah! And especially like if I bring that in later in the night, and people been, and then I bring that in, and they're just suckers. And it works for all demographics, because the great thing about that is that you have people that are like, Ed Sheeran, he's a sellout. And you got people like 90s R&B, I'm over that, that's old school. But then like late enough, and you bring it in, and then they're just like, oh my God, I know all the words to both these songs. It's beautiful.
Oh.
The Reverend Doctor is
Absolutely.
operating in the musical church. I love it,
Absolutely,
baby.
man.
Yeah.
You got to bring that faith,
Oh,
bro.
we got to go see you live.
Oh, I can't wait.
My number 2 thing of what I should be in a Hall of Fame for, if they do have one, is armpit farts. I am the master.
Really? I haven't tried that in decades. I have too much hair.
Here, get up. Get up. Come on.
Well done.
I do the squeaker.
Crowd goes wild.
I've taught my kids that, and they love it.
I love the variety of pitches.
Yeah,
and like
that's
the
the thing.
textures that you're an artist.
And I could do it only at the pool, usually, on the back of my legs, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Just so if you catch me at a pool party, say, Jimbo, bust out the farts, and I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Jackie, what's your number 1 thing that you should be in a Hall of Fame of if they had one?
Do you want to guess it?
Does
Does anyone in the studio want to guess it?
It's like that. It's that obvious.
This is where it's going to get awkward, but thankfully, we're at the end of episode 45 of the Jimbo and Jackie
What
show.
is about to happen
Third
right now?
time's a charm.
Buckle up.
What should you be
So-
in the Hall of Fame for, Jackie, if they had a Hall of
I'm on
Fame
pins
for
and needles.
this?
I should be in the Hall of Fame for identifying and knowing every little inch of your taint line.
Boo! Booyah!
Mic drop! Mic drop!
God bless you.
I fired up
So-
the band.
So Jim's got a taint line that
I apologize for this, Reverend Doctor.
when he gets excited, it puffs up like a freaking Cheeto.
Really? You're like, that's new.
It's like, ooh, somebody's excited.
You had to get down there to examine, like, what
Oh,
is
yeah.
exactly
Big
happening
time.
right now? Yeah.
Big time.
Things happen when you
It
play
was
quarters.
science. It was research. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, gorgeous.
That's
I
awesome.
should be in the Hall of Fame for it.
That's beautiful.
I'd vote for yes.
I
I'd vote
agree.
yes on that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to let Jackie read mine.
Oh boy.
I just can't wait. If they had a Hall of Fame
Number
for
one?
this, I think it would be, without a doubt, this one right here, Mama.
Number 2?
Yep.
Good Lord. Chewing and eating the kitty cat.
That's it, baby. Hey, Reverend
well
Doctor.
done, sir.
There you go.
I feel like Jackie should be the one high-fiving. There you go.
Oh, I thought you too, baby. It's true.
Play that one again. That's a good one.
Hey. I'll tell you what. you know, it is mutual. Like, it is one of those things where, like, you got to give and you got to get.
Yeah,
So that's
amen.
beautiful.
The
That's
yin, the
beautiful.
yang. Put my yang in your yang.
Super important.
Amen.
You're beautiful at it, honey.
Hey, I was about to say, if only one person goes home happy, your job is not done.
That's right. See, yes.
Your job is not done.
The Reverend Doctor
Absolutely.
has spoken.
Yeah, I'm preaching y'all.
We're going to turn the
Churches and
microphone over
service.
to you. Go ahead. Tell our audience anything and everything about you, where they could find you, and
Absolutely.
what is the big plan for 2020.
And we want to hear a song live.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you
I
did bring the
Oh,
guitar.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That puts pressure on. Good call, Jackson.
So, ReverendDoctorMusic.com. I'm on Instagram @ Reverend Doctor. I honestly, my website and my Instagram, I'm most active on. Facebook, Facebook.com/
Cool.
Rev for Reverend.
Nice.
Dr for Doctor.
Right.
So you can find me there.
Well, we'll
But,
link the shit up.
yeah,
we'll make it happen.
Oh, big time.
sure.
Damn, let me go get your guitar.
Play us,
yeah, I'll be your
play us
roadie.
a little ditty, Daddy.
All right.
Play us
Make
a
it
little ditty.
happen.
And then we're all
A
gonna.
little butt crack with my big goat.
Can you hand me that pan bag?
I can.
So perfect. So here's the thing. I didn't know how many people were in the booth, and I feel bad. So here's the deal. Next time, I'm going to bring enough for everybody, but I brought you guys shirts.
Yeah.
Reverend Doctor shirts that say "Build It Up" on them.
Build it up.
Awesome.
Build it up.
And if they're the wrong
Love
size,
it,
then just give
baby.
them to one of them.
That's right.
Then I'll bring you the right size
Or
next
have
time.
or have a salad and
But
try
I-
to slim down.
Absolutely. I did bring enough buttons and stickers for everybody, too, so I can hand those out
Awesome.
afterward.
Thank you,
But
baby.
yeah, no, I figured I should bring gifts, and thank
Very
you guys so
cool
much
of
for
you.
having me on the show.
After the show, come see me at my trunk. I got T-shirts in the back. That's right.
And we're gonna share. We're all gonna have a cookie before too.
Oh, I like what you're thinking, Jackie. While he's doing that, I'm so excited about the show. I gotta go pee pee. I'll be right back. Keep it going.
Do it,
All right.
baby.
Keep the love flowing.
Build it up. Build it up. Build
So,
it up, build it
Y'all want a
up.
cover or an original? I should probably play an original. huh?
Whatever you want, baby.
Oh, you're dying out here?
In a good way.
They're dying, cracking up.
Oh, cracking up. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is it hot?
No, 54-year-old mama keeps it cool in the studio.
Ah, there you go.
We don't
Gotta
get
bring
hot
that
in
vibe.
here.
Bring those
Hey,
chill
Jackie,
vibes.
while we're waiting
Yeah,
for
see?
Jimbo,
Yes.
a trivia question.
Yes.
Who is this quote attributed to?
I love it. Thank you guys again for having me. This is so much fun.
Absolutely, honey.
In talking about the United States of America, this man said,
You know, and
it's
another
n-
thing is that, like,
he can't hear.
my wife and I, we do too much TMI. So I have to always
Right?
be careful when I'm in public places to not, like, share too much because I know it's the kind of thing where, like, I have a funny story and I want to tell the story and I want to have, like, people know that I have a funny story. And then early in our relationship, oftentimes she would be like, please don't. You know, she's like, that story is an us story. That is not an everybody
It's
story.
not for everybody.
So yeah, it got to the point where she had there was a couple of times I would tell a story and she'd be like,
oh my gosh,
please
Jim,
don't say that again.
Jim and I tell everything.
And I love that about you. And I vibe with it, clearly. But it's not everybody's thing, and I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Should I play it while Jimbo's gone?
No, he's coming
He's
back.
coming.
Jim, put your pants back on.
There we go. Oh, look
I
at
usually
him.
wait for the drum solo to piss, but I just thought
and he
I had to
brought
get it out.
champagne.
Hey, son. Oh, boy, how am I going to finish all this? Oh, my God. I shouldn't have drove.
Do what you got to do.
Authorities don't watch this. They won't know.
No.
Be responsible. If I'm not going to drive everybody.
That's right.
I'm
I'm gonna give him a piggyback ride.
I want to play a song for you. I wasn't actually. I had no idea. Just
Thank you for
until-
doing this.
Absolutely. Are you kidding? I brought the guitar
So
hoping this would
cool.
happen.
Ah, beautiful.
So I want to play a song for you, and it's about America. And
Okay.
so the reason why I want to play a song about America is a couple different reasons. The first is that I feel like there's a lot of reasons that people have, even as Americans, to like say, or just like shit on America.
Right.
You know, or say really cynical. It's like really popular to be flip
Yeah.
about our country at where we're at. And my story is one of those things where I wanted to bring to light some things. So you look at me, I look like a black dude, right?
Yep.
It's because that's how the culture and society defines me. I'm actually more European than I am African. I am Irish and German, and English.
too.
My last name
That's
Rollins.
why we look like twins, I think.
Hey, I think it's the hair.
That's it,
It's
baby.
the anti-gravity hair. And I'm also, yes, I am like 30% West African, but I'm also like Pacific Islander, Native American. I am, Asian. And so growing up, we were talking about me growing up in Iowa. Not only that, but even when I was in Minneapolis, it's one of the easy go-tos for people. It's like, go back to your country. And It's like, I'm from here, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, between all of my different heritage. Absolutely. Like, this is my home. I don't know where you're going
Yeah.
from. So the reason why I love America is because my story couldn't have happened anywhere. One of my ancestors, my great-great-great-grandfather,
Oh, that's a lot of greats.
landowner, had slaves, married one of his slaves.
Uh-huh.
Not just like, the usual way that happened.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson style, but like married one of his slaves. And so it was one of those things where like, my wife is white and sometimes I'm like, life is hard. But then I think about I'm like, no,
Yeah.
love is
Right.
beautiful and you will do anything to like conquer the world
Amen.
in that.
Yes.
And so I wrote a song about America, about all the different ways that, and people that hear this song, their story may not be my story, but just the idea of, when you say my
They can
country,
write their own song then.
Yeah.
This is your song.
absolutely my song.
Yeah.
But when they say go back to my country, I mean, my country is Africa. It is America. It is Europe. It is, Asia. And so when we're talking about being American, there's no one definition of being American.
Right.
That's under fire right now. Isn't that the weirdest
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
That's under fire. And so I wanted to sing a song about how I feel about America, because I can say I love America without irony.
Yep.
And I can say it wholeheartedly because nowhere else is my story possible. Isn't that like, I
true.
mean, and I love that. I like me.
Yeah.
And so I like my story.
We like you
we
too.
dig you too, yeah.
Yes.
Honey, we love
Jimbo,
you.
Jackie,
Can we keep him? Can we keep him? We're
We're gonna hold him and cuddle him and love him.
He had a quote that I liked.
What was that?
And it had to do with, I think, the song that you're about to play.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot, so I remembered it.
Sure.
But I'm going to read it.
Oh, sure.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
read
you
it.
could read. I
You were
don't-
talking about the United States of America.
Yes.
And you said it's not perfect, but it can be.
Yes, it's not perfect, but it can be, and that's kind of my attitude about a lot of different things. And thank you for bringing that up. You can love a thing like we're not perfect individuals.
No.
When you
Well,
like-
my wife is, just for the record. I think she's perfect.
Mine too. Yeah.
all evidence has pointed to that exact reality. So
What he says.
everybody but Jackie is not perfect.
That's right. Yes. So we got to move on. We got to
And so it's one of those things where, but we can still love. We can still have love in our heart
Absolutely.
for a thing. And so that's my belief, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this song is point out that we can all come together and do better.
I like that. Here's Reverend Doctor.
This is called Pledge of Allegiance. I'm actually going to start it out a cappella
Mm.
because I want you to hear the words. I pledge my love to this, the United States of America. Land of my blood, she's all that I've known, and I wouldn't trade this home for another one. She's anything but perfect with her history of genocide and slavery. I still can't help but think that with all that we've been through, our best days could be ahead. It's still up to me and you. Oh, 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 oh. We said in God we trust. So then he called our bluff. So we use his name in our religious game to hurt our neighbor instead of loving them. And love is so much easier said than done. When we're all out to get what we want, we forget to give love 'cause it's easy for us, easy to take and so hard to give, hard to forgive, but that's what it takes. Hard to have faith, be faithful to our hearts, easy to give in, but I'll never give up. Oh, 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 oh. the truth of my people. I sing every word from my heart. I sing with love for my country. Unafraid, I give my heart. Give me love. Give your love. You want to sing with me, Jackie?
Aww.
Just the O's. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Woo, girl. Oh. 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 One more time. Oh. Oh, I could do this all day. Oh.
Please do.
Oh. Oh. Thanks for having me, guys. You're beautiful.
Wow. Give it up, everybody, for the Reverend Doctor. Man.
I put you on the spot and you were right there with me.
She was.
God.
You know what? Thank you for sharing your gift.
Are you kidding?
And my gift is Nookie Cookies.
Hey,
That's right, baby.
Cookies.
You gotta
Sweetheart
taste
Cookie
one of
Couture.
these. Yeah.
They are amazing, and we can't thank you enough. Please do check out Reverend Doctor. YouTube the fuck out of him. See his
Oh my
great
God.
stuff. Thank you for sharing a gift like
Thank
that.
you for having me.
Man, was that fun, Jackie?
What a pleasure.
I think we went on a spiritual journey, even
Let's
though we
taste
talked
a
about.
cookie.
Oh, you want to taste a cookie?
Heck yeah. Let's taste cookies, honey.
Oh, so
They're
positive.
delicious.
Thank you, Roseanne from Sweetheart Cookie Couture for
mamas.
making these cookies. This episode is brought to you by Rockin' MMA and Slim Chillers. Slim Chillers, it's the adult pop that makes the panties drop. Booyah! And we can't wait to see you March 21st at the Rockin' MMA Festival featuring Strung Out at the San Bernardino Fairgrounds. Thank you, Lavender Foundation, for making it happen with the Rockin' MMA. And what do you think about that cookie, Reverend Doctor?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Jackie and I. Oh, look at you. Oh, she's giving me head. Oh, she's biting head.
There
She's
should
doing
be
something.
strategically placed sprinkles.
Isn't that
on this
beautiful?
one. Yeah.
Well, you enjoy it, Reverend Doctor. Check him out. We can't wait to see you perform live. You've been a
Thank
great
you.
guest.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
And next time I
sweetheart.
need
glad
to
to be a
dress
part of
up.
this. Yeah.
We need to dress. I need to dress up.
There's all like come in like super fly.
I'm like, wee, you got a mouse in your pocket, baby?
you always look hot, gorgeous.
I love you.
All right, that is 45. It is in the books of the Jimbo and Jackie Show.
Third time's a charm.
Say goodbye, Jackie.
Bye-bye, y'all. We're
See
going
ya.
out like Lady and the Tramp.
Amen. Give me that cookie.
I say, welcome y'all now, come on in to the Jimbo and Jackie Show. You know, he's that crazy kooky guy, used to be on the radio. She's really sweet and her face is neat, they put it up on a big billboard. They're too much fun, so the previous marriages ended in divorce. But the third time's a charm. They say the third time's a charm. Long live Jimbo and Jackie. Ah!